6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is a news edited by Lal Manavarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. The Prime Minister says that the talks with the IMF is positive. The full crisis will end by next few weeks. The Defence Ministry clarifies on the letter sent to IGP on a purported terrorist attack. The Army launches a probe over officer who kicked civilian at a fuel station. Results of GCE advanced level examination will be released on the 15th of August. Australia provides highest aid to Sri Lanka by a single nation. News overseas, 6 dead in JUL parade shooting near Chicago. In sports, players' auction for the Lanka Premier League tournament will be held online today. And those are the headlines. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the talks held with IMF delegation in the past week are positive and will bring fruitful results to the country. The IMF delegation has agreed to extend its technical and material support to overcome the Sri Lanka's economic downturn. At a discussion held at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday, the Prime Minister said that the fuel crisis will be solved within next few weeks. Ample stocks of diesel, petrol and kerosene oil will reach the island from next week. LP gas distribution will also become normalized by next week. The Defence Ministry says that as maintaining public security and safety as highest priority, all measures will be taken to ensure a high degree of security while investigations will be carried out into the disclosure of the purported terrorist attack either on July 5th and 6th, although the information is unconfirmed. A letter sent by the Inspector General of Police to the Defence Secretary regarding an intelligence information of a purported terrorist attack is presently seen circulating in the social media. The disclosure of the purported terrorist attack that may be carried out on the 5th or the 6th this month, evoking Black July, was taken up into consideration based on unconfirmed information received through intelligence sources. These are unverified intelligence information and there is no ground information that would associate the occurrence of such a terrorist attack invoking the Black July. The Defence Ministry says it is informed that such an attack could be carried out by terrorist groups and anti-government groups may also incite. A Sri Lankan delegation is scheduled to leave for Russia on the 9th to discuss getting Russia's support to help Sri Lanka recover from the economic crisis. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has sent a special letter to President Vladimir Putin informing him that the Education Minister Dr. Susi Premjayantha and former Sri Lankan Ambassador to Russia Dr. Saman Veerasinghe will participate in these discussions on behalf of the Sri Lankan government. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Sri Lanka Army says that a 5-member court of inquiry has been appointed to investigate and make recommendations on the incident where an army officer had assaulted a civilian at a filling station in Kurunegala. A video recorded using a mobile phone showing an army officer kicking a person on the chest at a fuel station had been widely circulated on social media. The Security Force Headquarters West, on a directive of the Commander of Army, immediately appointed a 5-member court of inquiry headed by a brigade commander to go deep into the issue and make its recommendations. Meanwhile, the civilian in question has now been taken into police custody. Education Minister Susi Premjayantha says that the results of 2021 GCE advanced level examination will be released on the 15th August. Addressing the Parliament, the Minister said that although arrangements have been made to hold this year's GCE advanced level examination in November, it will be postponed by about a month. The Minister said usually the GCE advanced level examination is held 3 months after the results of the previous year's exam is released to allow sufficient time for students taking the exam for the second time to be prepared. The results of the 2021 exam will be released on the 15th of August and hence the 2022 exam, which was scheduled to be held in November, will have to be postponed by about a month. A Deputy Commissioner of the Agrarian Services, Chaminda Ekanayake, told SLBC that a program to distribute chemical fertilizer for the crops in the Yala season will be expedited. It will be implemented in all districts with the support of the relevant Agrarian Services Commission officers. Leave of Agrarian Services Department officials have been cancelled to streamline this program. Some unscrupulious traders sell a 50 kilogram pack of urea for 55,000 rupees in the local market at present. And that's local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Australian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka David Hawley assures that Australia will provide support for the development of Sri Lanka's economic, social and maritime sectors. The Australian High Commissioner gave this assurance when he called on President Gotabaya Rajapaksa yesterday at the President's house in Colombo. Australia is well aware of the economic hardship Sri Lanka is facing, the High Commissioner observed. He added that Australia donated the highest amount of humanitarian aid given to Sri Lanka by a single nation, which included $50 million, and it is just the beginning. That was top news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight, Minister Ramesh Pathiran says that a national industrial policy will be prepared and it will be presented to Parliament within the next 3 months. This policy will pave way to provide facilities and relief to industrialists to start ventures in Sri Lanka. The government is keen on granting more relief to industrialists in order to create more employment opportunities for Sri Lankan youth. And that was Watchlight. And moving on to world news headlines. 6 dead in JUL parade shooting near Chicago. Glacier collapse in Italy kills 7. Scientists discover a new giant water lily species. And those are the headlines of the world news. Police are searching for a rooftop gunman who shot dead 6 people at an Independence Day parade near the US city of Chicago. The event in the city of Highland Park was suddenly halted shortly after 10 local time when several shots were heard. 24 people were taken to hospital, officials say. A suspect has been named as Robert Crimo. Police said he is considered armed and dangerous. At least 7 people have been killed after being caught in an avalanche sparked by the collapse of a glacier in the northern Italian Alps. Emergency officials said 8 others were injured in the collapse, with 2 people suffering serious injuries. Rescue teams with helicopters and drones have halted their search for 14 still missing due to bad weather. Italy's Prime Minister said the incident was without doubt linked to climate change. A new species of giant water lily has been discovered and it's been hiding in plain sight for 177 years. The huge plant had been in the archives of the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew, and was growing in a number of aquatic collections, but it was mistakenly identified as another species. Now, a detailed scientific study has revealed that it is new to science. And that was world news. And moving on to development, Minister Ramesh Pathiran says that a program is now underway to motivate the entrepreneurs engaged in batik industry. Accordingly, the data about such industrialists will be updated. 160 batik manufacturing centers will be set up in the island. According to the present information, over 1,270 persons have been registered as batik manufacturers. And that was development news.
Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Players' auction for the Lanka Premier League tournament will be held online today. 14 local players and 6 foreign players will be included in one team. Altogether, 180 foreign players and 173 local players will participate in this tournament. The Lanka Premier League will begin on 31st July. The first team or the 5-team tournament scheduled to be held in Colombo and Hambantota will conclude on the 21st August. In total, 24 matches will be played in this year's edition. And that was sports news.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB You Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank. the safest place for your money.
Treasury bonds worth 70 billion rupees will be issued. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka says the auction will be held on Wednesday the 6th. The bonds can be purchased through the primary dealers and licensed commercial banks. And that was business news.
Business news, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic news, courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The Department of Excise has managed to make a sum of 93 million rupees as revenue to the government from fines imposed on various offences and violations of excise ordinance during the first 5 months of this year. Departmental spokesman Commissioner Kapila Kumar Singh says the department has earned the sum of revenue from fines imposed on 13,405 detections made countrywide from January 1st to 31st May 2022. And that was economic news.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking. LOLC Finance will continue to innovate with the next generation digitalization of financial services, delivering a superior customer experience.
Finally, in the weather report, the Met Department says the showers will occur at times in Sabaragamu province and in Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Mathura districts. Several spells of showers will occur in western and northwestern provinces. Showers or thundershowers may occur at a few places in Uva province and in Ampara and Batikolo districts during the afternoon or night. And that was weather report. To wind up the news broadcast today, let's look at the main points. The Prime Minister says that the talks with IMF is positive. The full crisis will end by next few weeks. The Defence Ministry clarifies on the letter sent to IGP on a purported terrorist attack. The Army launches a probe over the officer who kicked civilian at a fuel station. Results of GCE Advanced Level Examination will be released on the 15th of August. Australia provides highest aid to Sri Lanka by a single nation. News overseas, 6 dead in July parade shooting near Chicago. In sports, a players' auction for the Lanka Premier League tournament will be held online today. And with that, we conclude this morning news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.